learned to an election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your Watchlist coming in at September 22nd, 2020, and the stock market just went negative on the year. Today was a crazy day. We were down almost 1,000 points at one point, but as you can see here, we touched a little bit below right where we started at the beginning of the year. This is clearly a good reference point, that old original Wuhan zone. Then we started dropping, but today was very, very crazy. There was a lot of different pieces of news. There's a lot of stuff we still have to digest and process, and then we have some important events this week, mainly Powell tomorrow morning. So we have a lot to talk about. I got the plays, I got the keys, everything we're looking at tomorrow as far as the schedule for Mr. Powell and Munchkin. But let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free $99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list come to life. And yes, if you want to learn how to pronounce words that you've mispronounced your whole life, the chat is a good place to come and learn. And we're glad you're there, and thank you for being positive. Okay, and the most important thing you need to do, post your watches below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post them below and source that info. Shout out to chat, baby. So right off the bat, first thing is there were a lot of bad things today. More things than not were bad today. First, there was the RBG death, and now how the market has to take it. We talked about this today. The real thing is there's going to be a lot more politics. You're going to see it a lot. I talked about it yesterday, but mainly now there's a lot more at stake for the election. So what is this going to mean moving forward? How can that affect stocks, or why would that affect stock value or implied volatility? Literally, people expecting volatility because of the election now, because it will create more partisanship. People are going to be spread between this side and that side now, with a lot more at stake with the SCOTUS, but that usually leads to a lot less things being done, because now people don't make as many decisions with more things on the line. So that could slow a lot of things down, especially even the stimulus or anything of that nature. So that is what Wall Street is going to be looking for. But now, as far as the bigger picture for today, surprisingly, the NASDAQ almost closed green, but everything else got clobbered. And it's because there was a lot more happening. There wasn't just the RBG death and how the market was taking that, but now you saw a lot of bank drama, this time with money laundering and fraud. So I thought this was very, very unique. Why? We've been talking about bank stocks. We said watch September 30th. We've heard from Mr. Jerome Powell and the Fed on the stress test. And then last week we saw Citibank get clapped for some similar nature. And now today, this was very interesting. It's from a leak. It's these financial documents that have been leaked, and apparently they've been out. So, I mean, you could call it tinfoil, call it whatever you want, but even Deutsche Bank said that this news was already came out and that they've already been punished for it. Again, Deutsche Bank has a weird history, but essentially Deutsche, Germany's biggest bank, is getting accused that like over half of all suspicious financial transactions in the last decade have been through them. So they went down a lot, but now every other bank stock got clapped. And again, I think the broader picture is there's kind of a trend leading up to these banks getting hit right before we have some pivotal dates. So I think it's very, very interesting. Watch that. But that was another awful thing to add to the list today. And then now you also had more COVID lockdowns, or the potential. So UK, they closed down bars and pubs, but now a lot of different places, even people in the chat were saying in Europe that they're experiencing that, or that they're preparing for a second lockdown. So I think it's very interesting. Again, I'm looking at the death rate with stuff. However, we saw this get some traction a few weeks ago, and this is bringing about certain fears. Even whatever happens in America, I think Wall Street is going to react accordingly. I don't think they're going to react the same. However, if there is a lockdown in Europe, it could have financial implications. Now, doesn't always mean bad, because if Europe goes on lockdown and we're not, we're going to have our domestic economy. Maybe people would come here, or even then they're going to need some stuff. I mean, it could change things. Again, we've already seen weird reactions. So I think it's interesting to see how Wall Street's responding to that. And now collectively, all of this stuff, it's really hard to say what was responsible for the biggest impact today. So moving forward this week, we are going to be watching that, and that is going to be important. However, definitely could have been worse, but now at key levels where we started at the beginning of 2020 and all that kind of clipping below there, it's going to get interesting moving forward. So that's the first and main thing. Now tomorrow, Jerome Powell and Mr. Munch, 7:30 a.m. Pacific time, live, youtube.com/the stock market. You will see Mr. Powell there. It's not like it's like an exclusive with us, but like he's going to be, we're going to watch it. But it's happening early. They're testifying before Congress regarding the CARES Act. However, if you want to get a head start, some of you will get surprised, even though we watch these in the morning. Fun fact, Mr. Powell has a prepared statement. He cheated. So he's already released this today. Congress is going to look over it. Again, think about all the times they talked to each other in the past. So Powell kind of gets to address stuff. They're going to talk about different things. So if you want to read that, it's right on the Fed website, federalreserve.gov. Pretty sure you will see it like right on the homepage right here. So God bless you. Enjoy that. But we will see tomorrow. Again, it should get a little juicy when they ask questions. But anytime Powell has been talking lately, he's going to get some importance. But it seems like we also have a lot of different things happening in the market. So see you guys in the morning. That will be pretty much the most important thing this week, I would say, unless anything else starts to happen. But you will start to see some earnings will kick off. But I would watch for early signs, again, maybe a Grim Reaper or any certain signs, depending on how big a company is, if they report anything happens. But I think the market is really going to do its thing up until the end of the month. And then as we start approaching closer to the election, the end of the year, the final quarter, and then the big earnings, then we'll kind of see what's going to be happening from here. But one more thing, we did trigger a down Friday, down Monday today. It was hard to say. Again, we talked about this today. If you guys aren't familiar, we explained it. Down Friday, down Monday. It's surprisingly rare to see stocks, all indexes close red and then on a Friday and then close red on a Monday. That usually gives you a little bit into the psychology of how investors are feeling coming into the weekend and as they digest it and then opening the week. So doesn't happen too many times. It's kind of a signal to signify a top or a bottom or more or less volatility. It's not just bearish. But technically we saw that today, even though the NASDAQ almost closed green. But keep that in mind. I think coming into the end of this month, once September is kind of out the way, we saw cuckening most of the month. We are going to have something interesting around the corner. Again, with everything taking place, it should be exciting. So I hope you're ready. But that is pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, we talked about this all last week and even yesterday, but the bank puts, you saw what happened. All of the bank stocks got hit, but I was able to grab Wells Fargo puts. And now it's going to be kind of the broader thesis with a lot of these plays. There is still opportunity. There could be volatility, but there also could be nothing. So I'm using my same strategy of sniping plays that have kind of made the move, but not having to pay premium. So that's what I did with Wells Fargo puts. We'll go over those. But all in all, with where we're at now, we have old plays. We have plays that are still holding up. You guys remember these EEM plays. We already made these free during that first volatility session, but I even looked today. We're up 50% overall. So some of these are still holding. We still have exposure to the downside. Again, that's why getting time, and even what I'm even saying now, moving forward, get a double whammy with a lot of these plays. Again, none of this recommendation, option trading, extremely risky. You can look at much for financial investment. This is what I'm doing, but trying to get plays that can now cover earnings and get some of the movement we have here. But overall, ride the wave, watch the premiums, take advantage of these premium tricks or take advantage of looking at the premium and not paying too much of a premium or any at all. Sell the premium small. That's even what I'm going to be looking for here as kind of volatility picks up and nothing's been confirmed. And even if you want to buy a little and spread the seed. So that's kind of how I'm focusing on this, because you could even see it with the VIX and everything going on where it's like kind of high, but it was just low. It's not what it was a few weeks ago. So it's interesting. We're entering new lower levels. Despite that happening, you're not seeing the put premiums go up too much. Again, take a look here at the VIX. So there's an opportunity to get things for cheap, but at the same time, it could still be expensive if nothing happens. So waiting for the confirmation is key. That being said, the first play, I only made 2 plays today. I grabbed these Wells Fargo puts. I got October 16th, 22 puts at 36 cents. I got 10 of them, so $360. The thing I didn't like about these contracts is that they are brand new. You could tell by the open interest. These contracts were just added today. So I think that is very interesting. Again, you did have the witching, but the contracts that did exist, the idea was, you could even see, they didn't go up too much in value, and this is what I was trying to take advantage of. So they were up 40%, but if you kind of got in at the morning, you could have got them around 12 to 13 cents. They were trading at 10 cents the day before, so about a 20% gain. But again, banks were down I think 5% or so. They gapped down pretty hard, but we bought the bank puts in the morning, so we were able to profit off those. However, I said I was going for the banks. I wanted to go for them again. The broader reason why I played this, not just because bank stocks went down, I'm aiming for that September 30th. It's covering time. It could get some of the exposure, and even though the stock dropped today, I didn't get caught paying too much of a premium. So I could get some profit out of those, but not enough to make them completely free. So I'm still holding that entire position. That was the first play today. The second play, I grabbed 5 Apple weeklies, 92.50s at 23 cents, so just about $100. But the idea was, I wrote this here on the keys, but it's a YOLO if anything heats up. Again, I have enough to ride the wave, but you could see if there is a short-term, bigger velocity move, things to happen, get in quick and out. I've gotten some good gains with that on the weeklies, but that's how I'm kind of looking at it. If not, I'm going to be patient, kind of ride what I'm already having. But the Apple is literally its own VIX. That's why I'm getting it, because we talked about it today. You saw at the end of the day, Apple really did carried the NASDAQ. It's literally moving like the NASDAQ, but it's just doing things a lot more faster and compounded. So that's why I'd rather just play shorter term options on that, because if people want to buy something, it seems like a lot of the market is just focusing on Apple. They have a bigger impact on the broader market. If people are losing money, it looks like they're going to rotate out of Apple. So I like it for many reasons, but it's very good to trade right now, or at least that's what I'm looking at. But we will see. The key is always in the premiums. But those were the first 2 plays. Those are the plays I'm going to be watching. Again, everything else will be riding the wave. I do like the HD and McDonald's plays, but I looked at them. Again, a lot of plays today went up in value a little bit in the morning, but when things kind of leveled off, everything really just chilled out, even with the premium. And then if the market kind of bounces up, it's still just very, very weird. So I'm being picky, but I'm riding the waves. Again, if I want to get exposure, I'm going to take advantage of some of the shorter terms. However, just don't get caught up in the cycle of being on the higher end of buying premium, even if it's cheap or anything like that. So watch them. There's going to be Tesla tomorrow. There's that battery day. DraftKings, we're still holding this long term, of course, but they had some movement. Some people even talking about them on the options, but we're watching. They're nice. They got a little bit of action today. Tesla has battery day, I believe, tomorrow or Wednesday or something. I don't know. Ask the Tesla people. They'll tell you. They love to tell you. But this thing is going to probably move again. I don't really have too many thoughts on it. I think if it's bad or if it disappoints, this could start to look like a Bitcoin 2018 chart. So we'll see, but should be exciting. Again, Nikolai was all up in the news. Funny story, funny rumors, but watch them. Snap did positive today, which I really liked. I just like how they're holding. Again, we added some shares the other day, but keep a watch on them. Still have that 1 October play, but now it's kind of back to break even. Then Acacia Communications, and then I think it was another company today, but there was a piece of news about China putting out their own ban list, and I think they would be a loser, but keep a lookout for that. Again, watch those values. HD, McDonald's, I wanted to look at our plays. Deutsche Bank got absolutely clapped, and, well, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the long-term history on this. I don't even know. Already, this is the definition of clapped, but I mean, they're still here. But now watch the other banks again. We'll see if there is any contagion or anything else gets discovered, confirmed, even rebutted. Anything of that nature could even change the story as well too. So watch that. Walmart did good, and it looks like the deal again. Even Oracle moved today. They were a big piece, but the fact that they actually moved a lot, like I said, that's going to kind of be the decider of the weight of the news. So we're kind of getting some deal fatigue, but the fact that stocks are moving, it has my attention, but we will see how this plays out. But this one is going to take a lot for me to get my hopes up. However, it's still moving with the market. Watch the UVXY. Again, the relation with the market today really did show a lot, and you kind of felt some of the pressure in the morning. So keep an eye on that. Again, if not, come on stream. Always ask about it. I'm sure you're going to hear about it or ask when we talk about it, but watch that. And then finally, the dollar actually moved. This is what we were looking for. It's breaking out of the range now. See if it continues this upward direction, but that's going to have an effect that could change some stuff. But again, I'm not looking for a play as much as this is going to set up to some other things that we need to look for. So That is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to skip the stone, baby, one at a time. Success is saying you're going to do it and doing it, follow it through. Set the goal small, have humble, humility, everything. But the goal loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.